Ever felt like you're walking on eggshells around someone, like you're constantly second-guessing yourself, feeling guilty for no reason, or just plain confused after a conversation? If this sounds familiar, you might be dealing with a manipulator. These situations can be incredibly draining, leaving you feeling powerless and exhausted. But what if I told you that you can reclaim your power and handle these tricky interactions without getting into a huge fight? It's not about winning an argument, it's about protecting your peace and maintaining your boundaries. Today, we're going to dive deep into the subtle art of dealing with manipulation. We'll explore practical, effective strategies that will help you stand your ground, communicate clearly, and navigate these relationships with confidence and grace. This isn't about becoming confrontational, it's about becoming unshakable. So, if you're ready to stop feeling controlled and start feeling empowered, you're in the right place. Let's get started. First, let's understand what we're up against. Manipulation isn't always obvious. It's often disguised as concern, love, or even a joke. A manipulator might use tactics like guilt tripping, saying things like, "If you really cared about me, you would do this." They might play the victim, twisting situations to make it seem like you're the one who has wronged them. Another common tactic is gaslighting, where they make you doubt your own memory and sanity. They might say, "That never happened," or "You're being too sensitive." They might also use silent treatment to punish you, or give backhanded compliments that leave you feeling confused. Recognizing these tactics is the first and most crucial step. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Once you can see what's happening, you are no longer stumbling around in confusion. You can start to detach emotionally from their words and see their behavior for what it is: a strategy to control you. This awareness is your shield. It doesn't mean you have to call them out on it every single time, but it means you're no longer falling for the trick. So, you've identified the manipulative behavior. What's next? The most powerful tool in your arsenal is setting and enforcing firm boundaries. Boundaries are not about controlling the other person. They're about protecting yourself. They are your personal rules for how you want to be treated. When a manipulator tries to push your limits, you need to be ready with a clear and calm response. For example, if someone is trying to guilt trip you into doing something you don't want to do, you can say, "I understand that you're disappointed, but I won't be able to do that." Notice the formula: acknowledge their feeling, but state your position clearly and without apology. You don't need to give a long explanation or justify your decision. In fact, the less you explain, the better. Manipulators are experts at twisting your words and using your reasons against you. A simple, firm no is often the most effective response. It might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to being a people, but with practice, it becomes easier. Remember, your well-being is a priority, and setting boundaries is a fundamental act of self. Now, let's talk about communication. When you're dealing with a manipulator, how you say something is just as important as what you say. The key is to remain calm and assertive, not aggressive or emotional. A great technique is using I statements. Instead of saying, "You're always trying to make me feel guilty," which is accusatory and will likely start a fight, try saying, "I feel pressured" when you say things like that. This shifts the focus from blaming them to expressing your own feelings. It's much harder for someone to argue with how you feel. Another powerful strategy is to keep your responses short and to the point. This is often called the gray rock method. Imagine yourself as a boring, gray rock. When the manipulator tries to get a reaction from you, you give them nothing. You offer short, uninteresting responses. For example, if they're trying to provoke you with a dramatic statement, you might just say, "I see," or "Okay." This deprives them of the emotional reaction they're seeking and often causes them to lose interest. It's a non-confrontational way to disengage from their game. Another crucial aspect is trusting your own intuition. Manipulators are skilled at making you doubt yourself. They want you to question your own perceptions, memories, and feelings. This is why it's so important to have a strong connection to your inner voice. If a situation feels off, if a conversation leaves you feeling confused or bad about yourself, trust that feeling. Your gut instinct is a powerful guidance system. You can strengthen this connection by taking time for yourself, whether it's through journaling, meditation, or simply spending quiet time in nature. Write down what happened in a conversation, exactly what was said. Looking back at it later, without the emotional pressure of the moment, can help you see the manipulation more clearly. It's also incredibly helpful to talk to a trusted friend, family member, or a therapist. Getting an outside perspective can validate your feelings and confirm that you're not just being crazy or too sensitive, which are things a manipulator might want you to believe. Your reality is valid, and you have every right to trust it. Let us discuss a specific scenario. What do you do when a manipulator tries to put you on the spot and demand an immediate answer? This is a common pressure tactic designed to make you agree to something you'll later regret. Your secret weapon here is time. You don't have to give an answer right away. You can buy yourself time with simple phrases like, "I need to think about that," or "Let me get back to you on that," or "I need to check my schedule first." A reasonable person will respect this. A manipulator will likely push back. They might say, "It's just a simple yes or no," or "Why do you have to make everything so complicated?" Don't fall for it. Stand your ground calmly. Repeat your need for time. As I said, "I need to think about it, and I'll let you know." This does two things. It gives you the space to consider your decision away from their influence, and it also sends a clear message that their pressure tactics don't work on you. You are in control of your own decisions and your own timeline. This is a simple but incredibly effective way to disrupt their pattern and reclaim your power in the moment. It's also important to focus on your own life and your own happiness. Manipulators often thrive when they are the center of your universe. The more you build a full, happy, and independent life, the less power they have over you. Invest time in your hobbies, your career, your friendships with healthy people. When you have a strong support system and a solid sense of self-worth that comes from within, a manipulator's attempts to control you become less effective. Their opinions and their approval will no longer be the most important thing to you. You'll realize that your value doesn't depend on their validation. When they try to pull you into their drama, you'll be too busy living your own joyful life to get entangled. This isn't about ignoring them or running away. It's about making your own well-being so robust that their negativity simply can't penetrate it. You become a fortress of self-respect and joy. And in that fortress, manipulation has no power. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, a relationship is simply too toxic. If you've tried setting boundaries, communicating assertively, and the manipulative behavior continues or escalates, it might be time to consider limiting your contact or even ending the relationship. This is a difficult and personal decision, especially if the manipulator is a close family member or a long-term partner. It's not a step to be taken lightly, but your mental and emotional health must be your top priority. Constant exposure to manipulation can lead to anxiety, depression, and a complete erosion of yourself. If you find yourself in this situation, seeking professional help from a therapist or a counselor is highly recommended. They can provide support and guidance as you navigate this difficult process. Remember, walking away from a relationship that harms you is not a failure. It is a profound act of courage and self-love. It's choosing yourself. It's choosing peace. It's choosing to create a life where you are respected, valued, and free to be your authentic self. Let's recap the key strategies. First, recognize the tactics of manipulation so you're no longer caught off guard. Second, establish and enforce firm boundaries to protect your space and your energy. Third, use calm/assertive communication with I statements and the gray rock method to avoid getting into pointless fights. Fourth, trust your intuition and validate your own reality, even when someone is trying to make you doubt it.